Love where the market's at right now. Love the stability overnight. And again, now it's just a question of, does this continue? That was a fun day yesterday. Love to see the green. I definitely took advantage of the dips around the crypto market. Hope you guys had the opportunity to do so as well. And what I will say here is there's something that people need to know about the ceasefire that caused this green in the market. I do want to talk about actually leverage. There's major concentrations of this to the upside currently. And I do want to talk about some pretty important information coming from the Fed. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. It's been growing like crazy, and it's all because of you guys. Now, I will say ADA has climbed back to a comfortable range. Being around 58 cents is right at that structure, right? This big bull flag that we were building all the way since December. We came back down, we retested, we fell back into it. But right now we're currently sitting above it at about 58.20 or so at the time of filming this video. We got up to about 59.40 overnight, but for the most part, it was pretty quiet. There wasn't a whole lot of movement. And actually right now, what I will say is just watch this very closely. We are kind of actually building the right shoulder on a head and shoulders formation on the hourly chart. So just pay attention to that. We could have some potential selling as the day progresses. But what I will say is that right now we've kind of moved into a range where there's this huge compression of short leverage. Yes, we did have some longs chase to the upside, but guys, this is a very thick block of leverage. This is here in terms of ADA. It's here in terms of BTC. And if we get days again, like we had yesterday, you could in fact see those move us further to the upside. Now, I'm not ready to say that that's going to happen for sure. And I want to point out just a couple things here. One, BTC doing a great job getting back above that 20-day moving average. We're seeing the total market cap of crypto. That is not the right chart. Total market cap of crypto get back up and broken above that 3.19 trillion level, which has been very crucial in the past. Not quite past its 20-day moving average there yet, but once we start making some extended breaches past there, that's a great sign for the crypto market. And a lot of this is really being helped because we had such a good institutional day yesterday. Again, $350 million worth of BTC added. Ethereum, $100 million added yesterday. That is a huge sign. Fidelity actually having the second largest day of accumulation they've had here in 2025 to the tune of $60 million. So that is a very big deal. And potentially something that could continue as we get into today. Now, what I will say is that the Fed has not necessarily leaked, I'll get to this more in just a moment, not necessarily leaked good information, but we are starting to hear other Federal Reserve board members call for interest rate decreases. Now, Federal Reserve's Michelle Bowman calls for interest rate cuts in July due to tariffs actually having smaller effect than expected. And you have to understand that it's not just Jerome Powell that determines whether we're getting an interest rate decrease or not. There is actually the Federal Open Market Committee that votes on this. So the more of these members that are starting to see, things are not what they anticipated they were going to be, we could have an interest rate decrease coming down the line. Now, what I will say is that we have seen these odds increase. This is for the July meeting. We're up to now a 22% or 22.7% odds that we're going to see an interest rate decrease in July. It's not very high yet, but I think we're going to get a lot of information today and tomorrow as Jerome Powell speaks in front of Congress. So definitely something to pay attention to. Now, a couple things that could bring us down. One, Jim Cramer saying we're bullish. Yeah, we're screwed. We're cooked, guys. No, obviously inverse Cramer possibly in effect, so definitely pay attention to that. But something I did want to bring up here as well and make everybody aware of is President Trump actually said that both Israel and Iran violated the ceasefire. So just pay attention that we could see the market get a little bit squirrely as the day progresses. But I will say for the most part, we're in a pretty good spot. We've seen a lot of confidence re-enter the market, which is a great sign. We're not past the danger zone yet. That's what I'll say here. I have cautious optimism. I'm excited. I'm happy that things are progressing the way that they are, but understand that, we could be going through some fits before things still totally explode and get better and exciting once again, right? A lot of capital re-entered the crypto market yesterday. USDT dominance actually dropping by 4.55%. That's a pretty big day of capital movement. Actually, BTC dominance falling back to the trend here is a great sign as well. So I would say we're comfortable. We're at a comfortable spot right now. We just need to see a lot of the same. We need to see retail confidence. We don't need things to obviously escalate abroad once again, because that will once again cause stirs in the market. That's why I said in my video last night, war isn't necessarily over yet, but it's a big step in the right direction. So we'll see if that's just, bad intel, if there was some confusion about timelines, et cetera, but that's what we need to pay attention to today. I think the Jerome Powell in front of Congress, that's big thing for the market. So appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.